Well, I've driven past this spot 2 times before, and I've always noticed this little tree here. I can't quite call it a sapling because it was probably part of a old hedgerow that's been grubbed out, and they just left it. And because it's a copper beech, it's retained its leaves well into the beginning of December. It won't lose them unless they get blasted off by the wind until until the spring anyhow. That's it. Because I got the new camera, the use of the new camera, the 5DS, I've decided to see how well it does, just cropping it down to the same resolution as the 5D Mark II. So that's like just over 5,000 pixels on the short edge. Well, it will be the long edge if you crop it into the portrait size. So that's about it, really. What else can I say? Yeah, the reason I thought I'd try this camera out is just I'm a bit lazy, you know. That's it, you know. I can't be bothered to like take the camera off and take it to portrait and do that, and it never quite works quite how I want it, and I can never quite get it level properly, and so I'd have thought from now on, I'm not saying it's a hard and fast rule, I'll just shoot a landscape, and then you give it the choice slightly wider. You can crop out the portrait or the square from the format without losing the resolution. And it means if I ever need to shoot longer, I don't have to buy a bigger lens. I can just crop it in. That's if the lenses hold up to it. I've had it out for a little test and see, and it looks quite promising. I think it should be okay, you see, that's it. So as long as you take care in the composition, make sure you get it stable. So I've set the camera up like I did the 5D Mark II. So I'm at f11, 100 ISO, 2-second timer, but instead of a 3-shot bracket, I've got a 5-shot bracket, just so I can play around with this camera will do 7-shot bracket, but I thought have it what the meter says, 1 stop over and under, 2 stops over and under, and that should give me enough leeway to play with to put the sky back in, or add detail, or add tonality to dark or bright areas as the scene may be. And because I shoot it on live view, it just rattles through them quite quickly, just goes blah blah blah, and it's done. And then all I have to do is sort it all out at home on the computer. Well, you can see what I'm looking for. I've just found this tree, and it's side lit, and you got still a bit of the coppery beech leaves on it, and I've just tried to isolate it. Right, here's what I do. I've sort of composed it through the viewfinder here, and then what I do is, I can't remember how to do this, it's that button to start it off. Come on, is it? Yeah, that's the one to send on live view. And then I've placed the cursor, the little focusing point on there, zoom in, so set to go to full 16, back button focused, see how it's bouncing around with my hand, and then damn it, what am I doing? I can't even feel the button. There we are. So it's a 5-shot bracket, and let it buffer, and voila, 2 stops overexposed. And just pick the right exposure out from that. Well, here we have the raw file, and as you can see, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove that little twig sticking out of the top. There we are, and I've just played about with the white balance. I think there's auto white balance with perceptual mode, I think it is. I put it on that, and I've pushed the reds in HSL further up and as far as I can go. And here we have the 4.5 version of it. I've cropped it down to 4.5. And this is a square version. Normal frame ratio, but in portrait version, crop. And then I thought I'd do a 16:9. You can see how it holds up to zooming.